Dorothea Hosie, born Dorothea Soothill aka Dorothea, Lady Hosie, 1885 to 15 February 1959, was a British amateur filmmaker and writer on China. She assisted her father and her husband, Alexander Hosie, with their writing, but when they died she published books on her own account. During the war she was vice principal of an evacuated private school in Somerset. Hosie was born in Ningbo in China in 1885. Her parents were Lucy and William Edward Soothill and her father was a Methodist missionary. Her parents wanted to call her Dorothy, but the British diplomat who registered her birth decided that Dorothea was much better. She was educated in Cambridge at Newnham College. She married Sir Alexander Hosie in 1913. He was more than 30 years older than her. He was a retired consul general to China and he had been married before. He was a writer on China and a keen botanist. Her husband died at Sandown on March 10, 1925. She had assisted him in his writing, and before that she had helped her father. In the year before her husband died she published Two Gentlemen of China and she wrote more on her own account. Portrait of a Chinese Lady followed in 1929. In 1930 she met Miss G.M. Starkey, who worked at Brompton Down School. This would be a long friendship. In 1936 she began researching for a book that in 1938 would be called Brave New China. During this research she created an hour-long amateur film that is now held by the British Film Institute. The film starts at the newly constructed Sun Yat-sen Memorial Hall in Guangzhou and then continues to record film down the east coast of China. In 1938 she became the vice principal of Brompton Down Girls' School. The school was evacuated to Henley House at Rewishton in Somerset. She was there during the whole of the war and left in 1946. Whilst she was there she wrote The Pool of Ch-Yen-lung, which was about her time in China in 1936. She retired at the same time as Miss Starkey and they went to live together in Salisbury. Her work Jesus and Woman was published in 1946 and it was abridged and retitled as The Master Caliph for Thee and published in America. It sold over 130,000 copies and was republished in Britain under its original title. The book looks through all four Gospels and discusses the role of women with Christianity. Hosie died in Salisbury in hospital in 1959. She was buried with her husband on the Isle of Wight. Two Gentlemen of China, 1924, 5th ed. 1929. Portrait of a Chinese Lady, 1929 and 1938 ed. Brave New China, 1938/1940. The Pool of Ch-Yen-lung, 1944. Jesus and Woman, 1946, American ed. 1954, as The Master Caliph for the N in Britain as Jesus and Woman, 1956. References